Welcome to the Minor Student Athlete Feature. We have Doug Wood from the baseball team joining us. And Doug, we're down to the final weekend here as we're talking here, we do the final weekend here of your practice sessions and all that, and the Green and Gold World Series. How are things going right now with all that?
They're going pretty well. Obviously, coming into towards the end of summer, we didn't know how our fall was going to look. We didn't know how any of this was going to go. So we're really glad that we got all the work that we were able to get in this fall. And we were still able to have the Minor World Series. Even if it is just 3 games instead of 5, we're glad that we got to do it and be competitive and be in that environment.
And obviously, a very competitive World Series thus far. You're going to have a decisive game, coming up here, a couple of days from when we're doing this interview and all that. How do you feel about the things with the team right now from what you've seen here so far in the preseason and all that?
I think that we look good right now. I've been especially impressed with our hitting. Just up and down the line of guys that are coming back, new guys. Everyone's swinging the bat really well, seeing it really well. Everyone's kind of buying into our team approach at the plate, so that's good to see.
Yeah. You came in as a freshman, and your playing time on the field was basically a lot of veteran players in that team that first year and all that. How were you able to keep yourself prepared for when that moment came when you were called on to come into the game and play, pinch hit, whatever it might be? How did you prepare yourself mentally to kind of get yourself ready for those situations?
It was with the group of guys that we had that had been there as long as they were, all the seniors, all the older guys. It was very easy to stay prepared because they kept you in the game. They didn't. You didn't feel like an outsider as a freshman. You were part of the team. You were included in what we were trying to do. So on the bench, we knew, hey, we could get a shot. We need to stay in the game, keep up with the situation, keep up with what coach has been doing. So we just know what might be expected of us. And I think coach and the older guys really did a good job of helping us there.
You had an opportunity at one of those situations that freshman year of yours. You came off the bench in the conference tournament game and hit a home run in a pinch hit roll after we'd fallen behind the previous half inning, and you hit a home run to keep us in the ball game right there. So one of those situations right there where staying engaged in the game really helps right there.
Yeah, that was a really big moment where I knew that I'd been hot, and so when coach pulled me off the bench to come hit, I knew my job was to get in the runner from second, and I wanted to do that however I could. I was just trying to hit, just try to dink a single, try to score them, to get us some momentum. I just happened to catch one, and it kept going. So I was really happy that it gave us a little boost. Everyone in the dugout kind of livened back up. So that was a really nice one.
And now you're kind of part of that older group now of the team right now, too. So this is the kind of stuff that you learned back in your freshman year, you're going to kind of pass it down now to the newer kids coming into the program and all that. Just kind of, basically taking that leadership role and kind of saying, this is how we do things around here, and this is, how we can, stay in ball games, because at any moment you might be called on to come out and produce for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something that I've taken to heart. And as one of the older guys, you have to be a leader, and you have to include the freshmen, make sure that they're on board with everything that we're trying to do. So, and the freshmen they've all been very, very responsive, and they're just a great group of guys, and I'm glad that we were able to bring them onto the team.
Now, let's back up to March here for a second here. Obviously, the season came to an abrupt halt. Obviously very disappointing for you guys. You guys have won 6 of your last 7 games, before this all ended. You're getting ready to go play the conference leaders, or the preseason favorites, in a 3-game series. Kind of really get a good read of where we were at that point in time. First of all, how did you guys work around the matters with the pandemic and all that in the spring and into the summer?
It was a big change. Obviously, it was everyone's lives were completely different than they were before. For us, not having the set schedule of what we do here with baseball was just it changed everything. School was significantly different. Getting used to online classes took a lot. It took very long. I think ultimately, I got into the swing of things, and I was able to kind of make it work and put everything together. But it was a big change.
What were you able to do from a baseball standpoint when all this was going on?
Not a lot was open, so it was a lot of at-home workouts. I did have access to my high school field, so I would go up there and I would hit, or I'd have somebody hit me ground balls 6 feet away apart, of course.
Well, I hope you're not 6 feet away to hit a ground ball to you.
But, yeah, so
So you really get some stuff done. It was just, obviously more one-on-one type
was-
stuff, which is all you could really do at that point in time, anyways.
Yeah, it
A lot of
was very,
summer leagues weren't really taking place up there this summer, with the pandemic and all that, were there?
so the league that I was initially in, supposed to be in this summer, got canceled. But I was helping coach my little brother's team, and one of his coaches asked me, he's like, "Do you have a team for this summer?" I was like, "No, my league got canceled." And he said, "Well, there's a league that's still going on, and I know one of the coaches, and he can see if he can find you a spot." So I was actually able to get a spot on a summer team. We played for the month of July and probably the first half of June. So I was still able to get some baseball in there.
Yeah, well, that's good because a lot of people weren't able to get as much in as maybe you were during the summer too. Kind of talk about your baseball background, kind of, kind of where you got started and all that, and kind of how things have evolved throughout your career
I started when I was 4 or 5. I think I got in my first T-ball league. Been playing every year ever since. I was a 3-sport kid when I was growing up, football, baseball, basketball, and then ultimately I stopped playing football pretty young in in 6th grade in middle school. And then I played basketball and baseball through high school. But baseball was always my passion. It was my first love. So I played, I played my travel teams up until high school. High school I really enjoyed. And then my next goal was to play in college. And I'm very glad that Coach DeGraffenberg gave me the opportunity to come here.
Now, with the team you're on right now, you came up, basically as part of that young group and all that, and one of the people who came up was Will Hayes, your second baseman, and all that. So really, I think it's been really good. I think for you guys to work together a lot, during the time you've been here and all that. And you always talk about in baseball, you want to be strong up the middle. And with you and Will at the shortstop and second base positions, you're able to really work the middle infield quite well. Together. A lot of time to work together here over the last couple of years.
Yeah, Will's a great guy. I'm very glad that I was able to come in and we get to spend our whole careers together. We have a lot of chemistry up the middle. Yeah, it's very rewarding being able to grow with him and to be able to give each other feedback and oh, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing here? Oh, I think this. I think this is what you can do. And to be able to have that connection with someone that's your age that can comment on what you do from the outside. And I think we play really well off each other.
And I think even during the course of games and all that too, you kind of know where each other's at. Where expect someone to be when something does happen out there. So there's no real surprises. Working together, you really kind of know those things.
Yeah, it definitely helps being around each other for so long because now, like you said, like in game situations, maybe I drop my arm slot down, throwing to him or something, and he just goes with it, and he immediately knows what's going on. He doesn't have to. There's no forewarning that needs to be told. Like, hey, if this happens, I'm gonna have to do this. We just know each other, pick it up like that. So.
Now, what made you decide to come here to Missouri S&T?
I just wanted. Obviously, I wanted to continue my baseball career into college, and I wanted to get a degree in engineering. And this was obviously one of the top choices, especially since it was so close to home. I didn't want to be too far away from my family, and I felt my best opportunity to play baseball and study engineering was here.
And being at school, you got 2 schools in the Kansas City area. It doesn't hurt either. You there probably once a year to go, play in front of your family too.
Yeah.
So, but you got to last year before everything got shut down.
Yeah, that was nice.
You're majoring in aerospace engineering. What made you decide to go in that direction?
I chose aerospace because I have always had a fascination with space travel and the possibility of colonizing other planets. And I would love to be able to try to design rockets that can get us there. And it was always super cool being like, what if people lived on Mars, or what if we were able to travel between galaxies? And obviously, if anything like that was to come, it would be significantly far into the future. But if I could do something to kind of nudge us in that direction, I'd be more than happy to.
So, when you do graduate, what are your plans at that point? What are you kind of looking at right now?
Obviously, I'd like to go into designing rockets. NASA would be like a dream come true. But it's a pretty lofty goal. There's a lot of stuff that it would take to get there, and I'm willing to go through whatever it takes. First goal out of college is get a job. Get a job in aerospace somewhere.
Well, certainly congratulations on your accomplishments so far, and we certainly wish you the best luck the coming year.
Thank you.